Anybody who in law enforcement or people know the law, when Homeland Security ran up into his house, people will tell you, or people knew that it was just a matter of time that they was going to indict him and bring him in to see the judge, bro. It was just a matter of time.
Is stepping into the spotlight with some jaw-dropping revelations about Diddy. He's claiming that Diddy was running some seriously shady business with Danity Kane, and get this, he's even sent proof to the FBI. You won't believe the tea he's spilling and the kind of evidence he's got. Buckle up, because this is about to get wild. So guess what? Aubrey O'Day from Danity Kane just dropped some major receipts on Diddy, and it's not looking good for him at all. Aubrey's former groupmate, Don Richard, just hit Diddy with a super messy and explosive lawsuit, saying he treated the Danity Kane girls horribly and made them endure some seriously rough conditions. She even claims she saw him get physical with Cassie and other women in public. Now, Aubrey's stepping up, saying she's one of those women who got hurt by Diddy, and trust me, she's bringing some serious tea that could seriously mess up Diddy's world, like jail time level mess. Dawn's lawsuit was a shocker because everyone thought she and Diddy were still on good terms. I mean, we'd already started side-eyeing Diddy because of the drama with Cassie. Her explosive lawsuit gave other women the courage to come forward, and now there are like 6 or 7 other women who filed against Diddy for all sorts of inappropriate behavior and misconduct, stretching back to the early 90s. We always knew Diddy might have some skeletons, but we didn't see Dawn Richard coming. She stuck with Diddy's label even after Danity Kane split, which made it seem like she was one of his favorites. She was part of Dirty Money and even appeared on Diddy's last album, which dropped just a few weeks before Cassie's lawsuit. Plus, she always talked about how loyal she was to Diddy and how he'd always be her homie because he helped her out of a bad contract. So this is a big twist for sure. So people have been giving Dawn Richards' lawsuit the side eye, accusing her of just looking for a quick payday. But if you dig a bit, you'll see she's actually been dropping some serious hints about how messed up things were. For example, in her interview, she mentioned how things were far from perfect and that she felt lucky to get out alive. It sounds like she was scared to spill the full truth and was just playing along with whatever Diddy wanted her to say. Honestly, can you blame her? Diddy's got a reputation for blowing up on people and bragging about making folks disappear, so it seems like Dawn figured she had to keep him happy and quiet until she could safely come forward with her side of the story. And wow, did she come through with some major tea. Her lawsuit backs up Cassie's claims, saying she saw Diddy get physical with Cassie multiple times. When Dawn tried to help Cassie, Diddy allegedly threatened her life, saying stuff like, "You wanna die today? I make people go missing." Remember how Cassie said Diddy would get physical with her in public? Dawn even revealed that Diddy once punched Cassie right in front of Neo and Usher, who didn't even flinch and just kept eating. Dawn also spilled that Diddy used to throw wild parties in the studio with young girls who looked underage and were dressed scantily. They'd be using illegal substances while recording, and Diddy and his crew would be all touchy-feely with them. The girls would leave for some private time and come back afterwards. And it gets worse. During making the band 3 and 4, Diddy allegedly treated the Danity Kane girls terribly, denying them basic needs like food and sleep. When they asked for anything, he'd roast them with nasty comments like, "You don't want this," or "You're not hungry enough." So check this out. There was this one time when Dawn tried to stand up for herself and things got seriously messed up. Allegedly, Diddy had one of his guys lock her in an unheated car during the winter. The lawsuit says Dawn was screaming her head off, but no one came to help. It was late, dark, and freezing cold, and with the windows all tinted. Her winter coat and stuff were back at the studio, and with Diddy's previous threats running through her head, she was totally freaking out, feeling trapped and scared for her life. I mean, that's wild, right? And according to Aubrey O'Day, Dawn wasn't the only Danity Kane member to get treated like this. Aubrey says she got the same rough treatment by Diddy. Looking back, we should have seen the red flags. Making the band was a hot mess, but reality TV was just as crazy back then. Shows like America's Next Top Model were also super toxic, so no one thought Diddy's actions were that extreme at the time.
And so I've given a lot of thought, and I'm gonna let you out your contract too. As far as for you, Dawn, I still want to make music with you. I still want you to be signed to the label. And, you know, if I decide to put that together, Danity Kane, then, you know, you'll be the only member that'll still be there.
Aubrey was one of the few who really fought back against Diddy. She wasn't about to let him push her around and made it clear she wasn't interested in playing his games. Apparently, Diddy was trying to get her to be one of his girls on the low, and when she said no, he started acting out and treating her badly. The worst part? they couldn't speak up because they were all locked down with strict NDAs, so they were pretty much stuck. After the band split, Diddy still tried to control the girls. For example, a few weeks after Cassie's lawsuit hit, Diddy made a big deal about giving his former artists their masters back, saying it was just him being a nice guy. But it turns out he was trying to score some good PR before Cassie's lawsuit blew up. He made them sign NDAs before handing over the masters, promising they'd never spill the tea on what really went down at Bad Boy Records. It seemed like a nice gesture at the time, but now we know it was all a PR move. Aubrey and some other artists saw through the act and refused to sign. Aubrey wasn't having any of it.
If you were to believe what Cassie has alleged in her lawsuit, that was settled in under 48 hours. It says that a car was blown up, Kid Cudi's.
And if you believe that, which Cudi confirmed it, if you believe that, I mean, it is hard to believe that the average person is capable of like getting someone, especially through like poison or whatever. But now that we have it confirmed that he blew up Kid Cudi's car, well, I mean, it's not that far of a leap to say that they could orchestrate somebody losing their life as well, right?
So get this. Aubrey O'Day says those masters Diddy was all high and mighty about weren't worth much at all, like 800 or 900 tops. But Diddy was acting like he was giving them some huge life-changing deal while trying to get them to sign away their rights.
You can have your rights back to your music after Puff went under and somebody else bought our catalog. So this is long after we have 2 double platinum albums, $14, $15 an album from 2 million albums is, what is the math on that, 48 million?
Aubrey wasn't having any of it though. She even talked the other girls in Danity Kane into not signing the NDA either. Gene Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard, backs up Aubrey's story.
Y'all can't talk about none of that. But there's some artists that didn't say anything, that didn't sign it, and they able to talk about anything they want to. And I think that's those girls that was, I think Danity Kane. I think a couple of them didn't sign it. And boy, oh boy, they probably gonna go after him too. Cause I heard him, and I'm giving you this, Aubrey. He stood up there and he said in front of a lot of people.
Since she didn't sign the NDA, Aubrey's free to spill all the tea about her time with Diddy, and spill she has. She's talked about how Diddy would deliberately stir up drama between the girls to keep them divided and under his thumb. And it gets worse. Diddy wasn't just body shaming them, he also tried to hook up with them and got super angry when they turned him down. Looking back, it's pretty clear Diddy was bullying them right on the show. But back then, reality TV was such a mess that people either didn't think much of it or didn't realize how wrong it was. Now, with Cassie's lawsuit and all the other lawsuits piling up, folks are really seeing how twisted Diddy really was. Remember how he was always telling the girls how to dress and act? Well, turns out it wasn't just about their public image. Allegedly, he was pimping them out to other guys and wanted them to look a certain way for men he was setting them up with. Aubrey's also claiming Diddy did some really messed up things to her. She says he touched her inappropriately and even tried to essay her multiple times. Plus, he treated her like a slave because she was the only one who had the guts to stand up to him.
You want to show all your skin, you want to be naked, but the whole concept of Danity Kane was like, when it comes together, it's one.
Puff's going hard on the group, and then all of a sudden he singles me out and starts going on and on about how unhappy he is with me, and I just feel like nothing that I do, he's ever happy with.
Can I ask a question? What do you want to look like, though? Do you want to look like a boy playmate? Do you want to look like you?
Puff, I'm done with all of that.
No.
Like,
what do you want to look like, though?
I'll tell you.
What do you want to look like, though?
I'll tell you. I'm not focused on me. I'm focused on what this group should look like and how I should fit in this situation.
You like big hair, though.
I don't like big hair.
You do like big hair. You like big hair.
Puff,
You like a lot of makeup.
According to her, the more she fought back, the more Diddy tried to break her down. She's called it a toxic situation and feels lucky to have escaped when she did. People think that the jig has been up for a minute, some just didn't pay enough attention. One fan wrote, Aubrey been warning women about Diddy for years. Others are standing strong with Aubrey as they did for Cassie. I'm backing Dawn and Aubrey just like I did with Cassie. Now, we got justice being served. Finally, in a stunning turn of events, Diddy has been officially indicted and it's looking like he might be facing some serious time behind bars. The charges against him are nothing short of jaw-dropping, with allegations that could potentially land him in prison for the rest of his life. This indictment is the culmination of a series of explosive accusations, including mistreatment, manipulation, and misconduct that have rocked the entertainment world. The indictment comes after a wave of lawsuits and damning testimonies from former associates, including Aubrey O'Day and other members of Danity Kane. These claims have painted a picture of a man who used his power and influence in ways that are now coming back to haunt him. From shady business dealings to serious allegations of abuse, the evidence against Diddy has been mounting, and it looks like the legal system is finally taking it all seriously. As the legal process unfolds, the question on everyone's mind is, how will this impact Diddy's legacy and career? If convicted, he could face life in prison, which would be a dramatic fall from grace for someone who once ruled the music industry. Fans and critics alike are watching closely as this high-profile case develops, and it's clear that Diddy's future is now hanging in the balance. Stay tuned, because this story is far from over, and we'll be here to bring you all the latest updates as they happen. And that's a wrap on today's Juicy Scoop. We've got Diddy in the hot seat with revelations from Aubrey O'Day and the crew shining a light on some seriously dark moments behind the scenes. From shady deals with those so-called masters to shocking claims of mistreatment and manipulation, it's clear things were way more messed up than anyone realized. With all those lawsuits piling up, there's no wonder people are starting to connect the dots and see Diddy's true colors. Whether it's drama, deceit, or downright scandal, we'll be here keeping you updated with all the latest twists and turns. Stay tuned, because you know we'll be back with more of the hottest gossip and biggest revelations in the entertainment world. Until next time, keep it locked right here for all the tea.